Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all had a really nice weekend. I had a really nice weekend. It was a quiet day on Saturday and my husband and I kind of bummed around together. We had a nice lunch and we took our dogs out walking. We actually had a really nice weekend. We have like this little place where we take our dogs. We have all these like little hiding places where we go with our dogs where other people typically aren't. So that way we can take them off leash and let them run and get their wiggles out, and they really like to just run. So we have a few little places that we've found around town that other people don't go to or they just don't really know about. They're just like off the beaten path, I guess. And we take our dogs there to kind of like I said, let them off the leash and let them run. So we were having a really nice time on Saturday. My husband and I opened up the back of my SUV and we were sort of tailgating back there, watching our dogs run around because we could see exactly where they were. And then another man showed up and he had his dog, and I know, go ahead and yell at me, guys. I'm going to complain. He had his dog. It was really cute. It was not a pug, but it looks like a pug, but they're bigger, a bulldog. He had a little bulldog and it was really big. And it was on its leash, unlike our dogs. So we ran and got our dogs and we were holding them. And we thought that he would take his dog and just go for a walk on the trails. And once he left the vicinity, then we were just gonna go back to what we were doing. But he just kind of bummed around and hung around where we were. And he kept looking at us like, why are your dogs off leash? Even though we were holding them at that point. So we waited and waited, and finally he didn't go. So we just packed it up and went on with our day. But I was like, oh man, that was fun. We were having such a good time. But anyways, you can't win them all. So I was in the wrong there. They should have been on their leash, I guess. So then on Sunday, we went out to lunch with my daughter and her boyfriend. My middle daughter has the same boyfriend that she met her freshman year in college, and now she's a senior in college and she's going to be graduating, and she's pretty close with his family too. So they are invited to her graduation, and we've never met them before. So my daughter and her boyfriend met us all for lunch, the 8 of us, his parents, and then my daughter Paulina and my husband and I and her boyfriend, and we went out to like a really nice restaurant and we met for the first time, and we had such a nice lunch, and they were so nice. They were really lovely. They seemed a lot like my husband and I. They like to be outdoors a lot. They have a good sense of humor, just really casual, like salt of the earth people, and we had such a nice time. It was so pleasant and I really enjoyed meeting them. So that was a little bit of some excitement, something we don't typically do yesterday. And then we just got home and I went to bed early last night. Oh, I started watching a series on Hulu called Under the Bridge. All the episodes are not out yet, but I saw some advertisements for it and I thought that it looked like it would be good. So I started watching it, and I'm really enjoying it. I watched the first 2 episodes and now I have to wait for the next ones to come out, but it's pretty good. And also I've been reading a book. I listened to it. It's an audiobook and it's from Jodi Picoult. I used to read lots and lots of her books when I was younger, probably in the 90s, early 2000s. And I got away from her. I kind of got away from reading because I was just busy with my kids and just busy with life. And now that things have slowed down a lot since my kids are older, I've been trying to read more. And so I'm reading a book from Jodi Picoult called Mad Honey. And it's really good. And I'm just listening to it on Audible. So I would recommend that if you're looking for something to read. So I thought today I would share with you my very easy and affordable daytime skincare routine. I almost feel like this video is going to be too fast because it's so simple. So I wanted to show you what I've been using on my skin for the past several months, and I don't have any plans to change because every time I do change my skincare routine, I end up either using something a little too harsh and my skin gets really red and irritated, or I use something a little too rich and emollient, and then I get breakouts on my chin and things like that. So what I have now is really, really good. It's been keeping my skin really clear of breakouts, and it's been really helpful in brightening up my skin. And it's just been a really simple, easy routine. I've never been someone who likes to layer products. You know, there's some people who, when you watch their skincare routine, there's like 20 steps, and they're just one serum after another, one moisturizer after another. That is not me. I am lazy. I like to get in and out in the bathroom in the morning. I get up, I brush my teeth, I do my skincare, throw on my clothes, and I go have my coffee, and I take the dogs for a walk, and then I come back and I put my makeup on for the day. And I like everything to be very fast, but I want what I'm using to also be very effective. So this is just my daytime skincare routine. At nighttime, I use more actives on my skin, and it's just a completely different routine, and I'll share that with you later. So the first step in my skincare is to cleanse my face in the morning. I know some people don't cleanse their face in the morning, and it's not really necessary according to many dermatologists that I watch on YouTube, but I like to remove my nighttime skincare, and I also like to remove oil or sweat or things like that I have on my skin, because I'm middle-aged, so sometimes I sweat at night, and I also have a little bit of an oilier skin type in my T-zone, so I like to just get my face nice and fresh. So I wash my face with the CeraVe Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser. Super simple. Then the next thing I do is I go in with my toner, and the toner that I've been using over and over, these products I purchase again and again and again, and it's the Thayer's Facial Toner, the Witch Hazel, and the Rose Petal. And I just use a cotton swab, and I just get a little bit of this on a cotton swab and go over my face with it just to reset my pH after cleansing my skin. And then the next step is to go in with a vitamin C serum that I've been absolutely loving. I have a love-hate relationship with vitamin C serums. They're usually too strong for me, or they end up irritating my skin, and then I give up too soon. And so then I end up going back to like my Lancome Genifique, which is really expensive, but from what I can gather, that has vitamin C in it, but it's a proprietary blend owned by Lancome, so I don't know how much. And I don't really like that I don't know exactly what's in it. So what I've been doing is using a vitamin C serum from La Roche-Posay, and I've gone through 3 of these. You may recall months ago that I purchased the Timeless Vitamin C, E, and Ferulic Acid in 20% from the brand Timeless. And I was using that, and I thought it was going great. I went like halfway through the little bottle that I got, and it started to really irritate my skin. The vitamin C at 20% is just a little too strong for me. So I went down to a 10%, and this is L-ascorbic acid, which is like the gold standard in vitamin C. It's the one that has been tested the most, and vitamin C tends to be unstable, and this one is pretty good. The bottle packaging is really nice. And I don't know, I watched Doctorly. There are 2 dermatologists here on YouTube, and they really recommend this one, and they aren't sponsored by La Roche-Posay. So I decided to start using this one, and I've gone through like 3 of these over the winter months, and this is 10% vitamin C and vitamin E. It also has a tiny bit of salicylic acid in it, low and like down in the ingredient list, and that's really good because it's in such a small amount that it's not enough to irritate your skin, but it's enough to kind of clear out your pores. So salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid, and it works down in your pores. It's what teenagers use for acne and things like that, but in this very small amount, it's really good for kind of exfoliating and just kind of cleaning out your pores, and it's not irritating to my skin at all. And this also has some peptides in it. So it's really good. And like I said, I've gone through 3 bottles of it. I just opened up this one. It's a fresh new bottle, and I love this. I only use it during the daytime, and it's the 3rd step in my skincare routine. So I cleanse, I tone my skin, go in with my vitamin C serum, and if my skin is dry this time of year, like in the spring and summer, since I've got a little bit of an oily T-zone, I like to use the CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion. In the winter months, I use the same thing, but I use the cream, so it's richer. But I like this one as like the fourth step, but I don't use it every day because my skin doesn't really need it every day. I find that my sunblock is hydrating enough on its own on most days. And especially if I'm hydrating my skin enough at night, like if I'm using a nice, which I am, a really good moisturizer at night, and then when I cleanse my skin in the morning and my skin isn't tight or dry at all. If it is, this is what I'll do next. And what I like about this is that it really soaks into my skin. It spreads around very easily, but it soaks in completely and it doesn't leave any greasy film or anything like that on my skin. And this has ceramides in it, so I like that. And the last step is my sunblock. And right now I'm really loving this one from La Roche-Posay, and it's the SPF 50, and it's the Anthelios AX, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Daily Antioxidant Serum with Sunscreen. It has advanced UVA, UVB protection with Cell Ox Shield. And I don't know what that is. It just has a high potent antioxidant complex. And so I like that it has antioxidants in it and it's got an SPF of 50. I do also like their tinted sunscreen, and I also like their sunscreen that goes up to a 70, but I won't use that one unless I'm gonna be out a lot in the sun during the day. But for my daily life, this is the one I like to use. So some of the key ingredients that I really am happy are in my skincare is the CeraVe products have ceramides, which is really important for your skin barrier function. And these are really nice because they really do maintain your moisture barrier. And I've always liked CeraVe products a lot. So I like that. And this has hyaluronic acid in it, and it has 3 essential ceramides. Same with this. And this has antioxidants in it and an SPF of 50, which is perfect for every day. And then my vitamin C serum has a little bit of salicylic acid, very little bit. It has my antioxidants, and it's also got the vitamin C in it for brightening and kind of lightening up my freckles and things like that. So I've got some really good ingredients in my daytime skincare routine. It's a very simple skincare routine, and it's a very affordable skincare routine. So this is what I've been using, and I haven't even been using an eye cream every day like I used to. I've just been taking my moisturizer and putting a little bit on my finger and kind of dabbing it around my eyes. And I do bring the vitamin C serum like right at the top of my cheekbone. I don't go up into my tear troughs. So yeah, it's been working really well. I'm really happy with the way my skin's been looking, and I really like that it's affordable and I don't really have to fuss about it. I wasn't even tempted during the Ulta or the Sephora recent sales to purchase any more skincare because I'm so happy with my routine. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I know some of you have been asking me to do an updated skincare routine. This is just the daytime. The nighttime routine looks really different, so I'll do that in an upcoming video. If you're interested, let me know. And thank you for spending some time with me. I hope that you have a very blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.